What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Eddie Hearn did a video today, did an interview today. He's saying that AJ-Ruiz rematch will not take place in America. He says America is out of the running for the AJ-Ruiz Anthony Joshua rematch. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's a bunch of hogwash. As we use the old country saying down south, how we used to talk down south back in the day. That is hogwash. That fight is United States is where that fight is going to take place. You heard it here. If it don't take place in the United States, then that fight is going to take place in the courtroom, because Andy Ruiz is not coming to the UK to fight Anthony Joshua. That's not happening. After the Dillian White PED adverse findings and switching up the gloves, and the Oscar Rivas people couldn't even inspect the gloves, and all the shenanigans that was going on prior to the Dillian White Oscar Rivas fight. That fight is not happening in the UK. But like I said, this thing is gonna go two ways, people. And you heard it here first. This thing is going two ways. Either Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua agree to fight Andy Ruiz in the United States, more than likely Madison Square Garden, November 29th, or they're going to go to court. They're going to have to take him to court, sue Andy Ruiz and his people, and try to get a monetary damages back. But they won't get those titles back, because those titles ain't going to do nothing but get split up. AJ will be one of the fighters that have a chance to fight for one of those titles, but he will not be able to get all three of his belts back: the WBA, WBO, and IBF. Well, I'm not gonna count the IBO, because I never heard of the IBO until Eddie Hearn came along. That's not even higher than the NABF title in my opinion. So I'm not even gonna count that. Those three titles that I just mentioned will go up for grabs. AJ might be the WBO or one of those sanctioning bodies, or WBA, one of those bodies. He might fight another fighter for that belt. You know, and that'll be for the vacant belt. He'll have to fight one of those guys that are ranked in that particular organization, and he'll be able to fight for one of those belts. But he will not be able to get all three of those belts back. The only way AJ gets all three of those belts back is if he fight Andy Ruiz in the U.S. Telling you that right now. Don't. I know a lot of these people, especially a lot of these Eddie Hearn fans down there in the UK, that hang on every word that Eddie Hearn says. They believe everything Eddie says. They believe the sun rises and sets with Eddie Hearn. I know y'all believe everything he says, but I'm telling you guys, this guy is not in no kind of position of strength in this situation. He desperately wants those belts back in Anthony Joshua's hand, and he knows the only way to do that is to get Andy Ruiz in the ring. And Andy Ruiz is not going to get in the ring in the UK and fight Anthony Joshua, folks. He's basically told you that. Eddie Hearn is saying that AJ is the ultimate decider, but if he was the ultimate decider, then why he hasn't decided by now? It's been 3 weeks. You've been saying AJ is the ultimate decider. Now you're saying it's two countries came in with last-minute offers. But the problem with that is nobody heard of these countries. Nobody heard which are these countries. What countries have come in with these last-minute offers? It should be some kind of news site or some kind of YouTube channel or some kind of newspaper, or somebody should have released this information. Said, well, Nigeria came in with a huge offer to bring AJ and Ruiz to their country, or Tokyo came in with a huge offer to bring AJ and Ruiz to their country. They're trying to have a big fight, a big heavyweight fight in Tokyo. They haven't had a big fight since Mike Tyson fought there back in 1991 when he was 42-1 favorite. 42-1 favorite, and he got upset in his fight. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest upset in heavyweight boxing history when he got upset. That's probably the last time Tokyo had a fight. It was in the Egg Dome. Everybody remember that fight. So you will hear about these particular countries bidding on AJ-Ruiz. There's no way they can keep that hush hush, keep that where nobody know what countries. All you heard is Eddie saying the countries have come with some huge offers, and you haven't heard none of these countries have been none of these countries. Nobody has heard what nobody have heard that what country did this. Nobody heard that. So I find that kind of hard to believe that Eddie Hearn has had any serious offers. He might have had some people talking, or people made a couple of phone calls and said they would like to have a fight over there. But I'm talking about serious offers. Talking about people sending financial statements, financial offers sheets to Eddie Hearn in Matchroom saying, hey, we want this fight in this country, and this is what we're willing to put up to have this fight in our country. I don't think it's at that advanced stage. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's at that advanced stage as far as that goes. It's probably a couple of people maybe called Eddie and said, hey, Eddie, we want to get this fight over here in our country, but they don't have, like I said, it's nothing. There's no pen to paper. There's nothing on paper. There's no documents. There's no like I said, financial sheets that has been sent to Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. So the bottom line is it's two countries, two places in play, like it always been two places in play. That's in the running for the AJ-Ruiz rematch. It's been two places. From 3 weeks ago to now, it ain't changed. There ain't no other country that's gonna have this fight. It's two countries in play. As far as Anthony Joshua, what I've been hearing is his trainer, Rob McCracken, he's really pushing for that fight to be in Cardiff. I think AJ, he really doesn't care either way, but I think he's getting a lot of pressure from his people, Rob McCracken. You remember Rob McCracken, his trainer? He's the same trainer that advised Anthony Joshua to turn down $50 million. Same guy, same guy. He don't have a lot for him to be his head trainer. Don't seem like he had a lot of faith in his fighter. He wants him to come back home and fight in front of this home crowd, and where you got the referees on your side, and you got the corrupt judging, and you got the corrupt commissions and corrupt commissioners like BOC who are not try to suspend the fighter once he failed the test. They'll try to have some kind of facade of a hearing, have some kind of camouflage hearing. That don't mean nothing, just to say we had a hearing. We had a hearing, so we had a hearing. We did address it. We had a hearing. Man, you had a hearing. That wasn't nothing but a dog and pony show. That's all it was. A dog and pony show. That's all it was. What was going to come out of that hearing? The BOC was going to say, okay, Dylan White, we found on sample A test that you got some adverse findings, so we're going to have to call this fight off, or we're going to have to pull you from the card. There's no way they was going to say that. All they said was, well, we had the hearing. Hey, Dylan, you had a hearing. We found that you had adverse findings on your sample A test, but we're going to go and let you fight anyway. We're going to go and let you fight anyway. We just want to let you know that we did find that. Even though we found that you failed the test, it don't really mean nothing. We gonna look the other way. We're going to turn the other cheek and play like it don't happen. It happened. And we're not going to notify the WBC of this either. So the hearing is adjourned. What kind of hearing is that? What kind of hearing is that? That's a dog and pony show. That's just something to say we had a hearing to quiet the critics after this situation came to light. That's crazy. That's crazy. That fight, like I said, Eddie Hearn is made a mountain out of a molehill. That's basically what he did when he let Dylan White continue to fight on that card after he was found with a adverse finding in the sample A test. That was his decision. He made a fatal decision. Shelly Finkel said this 2 or 3 months ago that once AJ gets beat, that it's over for Matchroom. And Eddie didn't like that. If somebody tell you something that ain't true, you ain't gonna sweat that. You ain't even gonna announce. They gonna say, oh, you be like, hey, the reporter asked you, hey, did you hear what Shelly Finkel said? He said, hey, Eddie, man, once Deontay Wilder knocks out Anthony Joshua, man, it's over for Matchroom. You'll laugh like, man, whatever, man. I ain't worried about what he says, man. I got a bunch of fighters. I got deep stable boxers, man. I got Dylan White. I got Josh Taylor. I got a bunch of fighters. I got Devin Haney. I got a bunch of fighters. I'm not worried about that, man. Fighters can come back from losses, even if he do get baked, man. Muhammad Ali lost. He came back and became a repeat champion before. So he ended up becoming like a 3-time heavyweight champion. Came back won his title after losing to Joe Frazier, came back to win his title after he lost to Leon Spinks. So that happens in boxing. I'm not worried about that, man. Our matchroom organization is strong and stable, and we're gonna be here for many years to come. That's how you handle that. But you know, oh man, destroy me. Then come on, destroy me. Talking about it's over for me. Well, come on, take me out, Shelly. Destroy me. Then let's make it happen. Destroy me, defeat me. You know, he came out there like a little kid, man. Well, you say it's over for Matchroom. Well, take me out, Shelly. Take me out. Then take me out. I dare you. Basically saying that, implying that, hey, I'm ready to make the Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. I'm ready to pull out my, I'm ready to roll the dice. I'm ready to roll the dice and make and have my top fight, Anthony Joshua, fight the dangerous puncher in the heavyweight division, probably in the history of the heavyweight division, the Deontay Wilder, which wasn't nothing but a load of garbage, because he never was serious about putting his fighter Anthony Joshua in the ring with Deontay Wilder, because he knew, like everybody else knows now, that Anthony Joshua's psyche is weak. His confidence is very fragile. And you're in the ring with a guy that's full of confidence and a guy that's full of bravado, a guy that 100% believes in his boxing ability and his power, Deontay Wilder. That's a recipe for disaster for Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn, of all people, knew this. That's why they never tried to seriously make that fight, no matter what kind of smoke and mirrors that they try to portray in the media. That they tried to make the fight, and it's Deontay Wilder and his people that don't want to make the fight. And that's nothing but a bunch of BS, and it's been exposed, by me and other people on YouTube that really follows boxing, really knows boxing, and it really ain't, really not in the Eddie Hearn and Eddie Hearn's corner, or in AJ corner, or basically just blinded by nationality, for their countrymen and stuff like that. Just looking at the straight facts, they would know this. So that's just my 2 cents on it, man. Like I said, Eddie Hearn is out here wolfing, talking about the fight is not happening in America. America is off the list. It's out of the running. That the UK is the front runner in Cardiff, and there's 2 other countries that they're looking at their offers, and they're considering their offers. But he's saying the fight is not taking place in America. And I'm here to tell you that if the fight don't take place in America, it's not taking place at all. It's taking place in a courtroom. That's the next time. That's where the fight's gonna take place, in a courtroom. If Eddie Hearn chooses to take them to court and sue them for not standing up to their responsibilities as far as the rematch clause go and fighting and giving Anthony Joshua an immediate rematch. So we'll see what happens on that front, though, man. It's just my 2 cents on it, man. This thing is long from being resolved. Like AJ-Ruiz says, nothing's been settled. And Eddie Hearn, again, is out here saying AJ is calling shots. Let me just debunk that myth, too. AJ ain't calling no shots. How is somebody calling shots when it's time for them to sign a contract? If they calling the shots, they should be having their signature on contracts. But that's not the case. When a contract is signed for AJ fight, it's signed by Matchroom Boxing is on the signature. AJ is not on the signature. It's signed by Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn. That's the signature that's on the contract. AJ's name is not even on the contract. He has no power. The power lies within Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. They try to make it look like that because they know that Al Heyman is out here giving his fighters power over turning over who they fight, and and they get a lot of say so over they fight. They can turn down opponents. They might give them a list of opponents, but they get to pick and choose out of that list. They're not forced to fight this fighter on this date or at this time like Anthony Joshua is. They don't have. They basically all the Al Heyman fighters are basically free agent fighters. So they basically have the power over their career. They got power to say who they got power to turn down and accept fights, basically. That's the Al Heyman fighters. And Eddie Hearn knows this, so he tried to make it look like his fighters, and in particular AJ, basically call the shots. I work. He always say, I work for AJ. AJ don't work for me. I work for AJ, and that's a bunch of BS. Because if you work for AJ names be on these contracts he signed to fight other fighters, and that's not the case. It's Matchroom Boxing is their names on there, and that stuff was revealed in if you looked at the interview from Shelly Finkel. He said that Matchroom signatures will be on the boxing contract, and Deontay Wilder said that too, that Matchroom Boxing is on the contract. I think it was either Matchroom Boxing or Eddie Hearn himself name was on that contract. Bottom line is Anthony Joshua's name was not on the contract when it came down to signing your name on the contract to make the fight official, or to send the fight to make sure to sign your name on the contract because your side agreed to the terms of the contract. AJ name was not on there. It was Eddie Hearn name. I can't remember. I think it was either Eddie Hearn's or Matchroom Boxing name was on there when they agreed to their side of the terms. And then when they sent it off to Deontay Wilder with no date on it and no venue, that's what they did. And Deontay Wilder, them. A couple of days later, said they had to review it and look over it and everything, and then after that, then as soon as they said they would get that contract back by Friday, they was just reviewing it. That's when Eddie Hearn got the WBA to make it the mandate a fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. Said, and that's when he got on the phone to talk with the WBA so they can enforce the mandatory between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. That's the kind of BS that was going on before with Eddie Hearn, and man, there's a lot of BS going on right now, man. And the bottom line is Eddie Hearn is not in control of nothing. He's a walking contradiction. He's spreading a lot of lies, and it ain't gonna stop, man. The guy is desperate right now, and he's trying to throw everybody on the bus. He's lashing out at everybody. He called Deontay Wilder a dossier and all this and that. Why you talking about Deontay Wilder? This. You should be talking about Dillian White. He the one that failed the PED test. You want to call Dillian White? You want to call Deontay Wilder out because Deontay Wilder got on interviews and he's done this with other fighters that pop dirty and saying that the sport need to be get rid of these guys that cheat. Why these guys cheating, bringing this stuff to light. You know what I'm saying? Guys need to pay more of a stiffer penalty for failing drug tests. He's bringing stuff. He said the same thing about other fighters. Alexander Povetkin, he came out and denounced his situation. Came out the same thing with Luis Ortiz when he failed a drug test. He's been saying this. It ain't like he's just saying this with Dillian White and other people popping dirty. He quiet. He's been spokesman on these fighters cheating for the last 3 or 4 years since this stuff has come to light, become more prevalent in boxing. Deontay Wilder's been one of the biggest spokespersons out there that's speaking out against this. He's been doing that. So quit hating on him for speaking the truth and bringing stuff to light that needs to be brought to light. So that's just my opinion on the situation, man. We'll be holding Eddie Hearn accountable some more, man. If he comes out with some more propaganda, some more lies, and some more contradiction, I'll be doing some more videos, bringing all this stuff out, man. We're gonna stay on Eddie Hearn's neck. We ain't gonna let him make it on nothing. We're gonna hold him accountable to the words and to the deeds and to the actions that he says. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.